So there's this old mayonnaise jar. It's hiding beneath my bed. Every day I shove bad memories down its throat like my own personal museum of things I can't quite bring myself to forget yet. It's brimming with words I wish I could force back into my mouth. The taste of playground gravel, the smell of police station coffee, that wedding, the ride home from the hospital, the lens flares, a gun barrel cast in the sun, dodgeballs. A lot of fucking dodgeballs. Fat kids unite. And of course, romance. Since gone the way of the goldfish. And I'd like to keep ex-lovers toward the outside of the jar. I watch them as they press their faces against the glass, beat their tiny fists upon its wall, moaning like some twisted ghost of Jacob Marley. And sometimes, when I'm sure no one is looking, I roll the jar inside my palm. I play a little game I like to call Ex-Lover Countdown. And starting us off at number 10, if you didn't know better, you'd think I'd taken out a personal ad. Single white male, 21, relatively attractive, I guess, kind of, enjoys poetry, seeks female. Willing to treat him like shit within the confines of a terminal, largely sexless relationship built on grain alcohol and guilt. Number 9. I had to stop and ask myself, is it a bad sign when you visit her apartment for the first time and there's already a pregnancy test on top of the trash? That's a true story also. Number 8. I'd never seen her order steak before. I'd like to thank her for making it really clear that this was to be our last meal together. Number 7, who showed me that when I put her on a pedestal, it became really easy for her to kick me in the face. Because pedestals are higher. No? Okay. Number 7A, I found another man's underwear in the laundry. I hope y'all's baby gets lupus. Taking it back. She earned it. Number 6, had a problem with silence, so she talked the way she smoked, end to end, rambling for hours about absolutely nothing, stopping only to light another cigarette. When she ran out of cigarettes, she turned the stereo up, or burst inexplicably into tears while we kissed. It was here that I learned I do not have a thing for crazy girls. Crazy girls have a thing for this guy. But her stomach was as smooth as apple skin, and each night I'd graze it with the back of my hand and roll from her tiny bed. I'd get dressed hastily in the dark, desperate not to rouse her, though I knew she wasn't sleeping. I wonder now what might have been if I had just stayed until the sun wedged its way past the drapes. Would we have found our silence then, just before I gave my virginity to the first available bidder? Number 5 put on a Rusted Roots album. It's not sexy, hippies. It's like the soundtrack to bad fucking.
Thank you, Baz.
And we ride together like two savage suburban warriors in the dense thicket of the school parking lot. I gather number 4 mistook me for some sort of superhero. The machine she employed to grind out this town, steal her from a fire escape and fly away. She had a habit of tossing her problems out the window, presuming I would swoop down to catch them. She soon had a pile in the alley. The neighbors had begun to notice. I must have been afraid of heights back then. Number 3. I got this premonition about her once. I've been gut shot and I'm bleeding, crimson staining white sheets, spreading the way afternoon sun soaks the bedroom, cellophane at the end of a cigarette. She's trembling but accomplished. She looks forward to missing me. The end is nigh and I'm staring at the ceiling, counting flecks of nicotine embroidered in the paint. The same crack I gazed into when we pretended fucking was more than just some virus befalling us. Number 2, I'm sorry. And number 1, for a record 86 straight weeks, is you. You. Curator of this museum. Do you remember when we were in love? Does the thought of it still glare at you from across the room, tapping its foot impatiently? Do you remember kitchens at dawn, running from exploding cabs, diving teeth first into frostbitten sheets because our heat, it never worked. We were some kind of adventure, you and I. All of this is for you. I've seen you under that same marquee where we used to meet on Saturdays, that same pink scarf knotted around your neck, same balances of midnight strewn about your face. Still, this quiet exuberance and the way you lean in, all arms and elbows with your new lover, kissing like the war just ended. I'm glad you found your sailor while I was lost at sea. How appealing memory lane can be when you never look down.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my last one. Again, my name is J.W. Basilo. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm all